Assalamu alaikum, this is Janat Kamal with Pakistan Next Week.
And I'm Tahir Dhindsa.
Today we will be discussing the conflict between India and Pakistan, and we will also be discussing the madrasas which have been closed and taken over by the government. We will also be discussing the upcoming hearing of Asif Ali Zardari. So Tahir sahab, how do you see the upcoming week of Pakistan?
I mean, it's full, it's very eventful, and there are so many activities which we are expecting going to take place in Pakistan and around Pakistan as well. The most important is the talk between Taliban and the US representative Zalmay Khalilzad, but simultaneously, I mean, big events, killing and attack and fighting is also going on. So at the moment, they are doing fight and talk. But the fight has taken over the talk because there are some fruitful results which Zalmay Khalilzad said are coming from the talk. But in the last week, there are two very important, and mid-23 Americans have been killed in Herat, and which is very close to the Iran and Pakistan border in the nexus. And the amazing thing is that Taliban has said that we have destroyed a RAW's headquarter as well. That is amazing thing, because Taliban destroying RAW's headquarter in Afghanistan. And now, a day before yesterday, I mean 2 days back, there was a very big gathering in which a presidential candidate, Afghan presidential candidate in the upcoming election, he was there, Hamid Karzai was there, Abdullah, and other leadership was there. And suddenly, the grenade started falling and there are so many people killed, and the presidential candidate was injured. So, and on the other side of the border, what is happening between India and Pakistan is known to us. And today, there's a report of the CENTCOM. General Joseph has had a meeting of CENTCOM, and the release which says that now we want Pakistan to take concrete action about the Taliban, meaning by...
So Tahir sahab, this statement that now they want Pakistan to take a concrete action. So where do you think that this statement will lead us?
Lead us because it's very obvious. They want to take concrete action against Afghan Taliban who are doing the negotiations as well. And they've clearly said what does it mean, irreversible against them or arrest anyone who is undermining the talk by fighting. They still admit that Pakistan has a leverage on them, and Pakistan can do because their families live here and for other reasons as well. And that also connects the talk with India. So the United States, they said in the statement that the United States want peace in Afghanistan and in whole of the South Asia. And the amazing thing to remember is that Afghanistan was not part of the South Asia. It was pushed as a new member in the SAARC as well. So Americans are now clearly with the United States, the situation in Afghanistan and the talks with Taliban is linked to peace between India and Pakistan. So I think next week would be very eventful. And
so that's the support which we all can see that United States is giving to Taliban. How do you see how will this talk lead to?
I mean, the talks between Afghanistan, between Taliban and United States are going on, and that is what they have said, that because actually they want, Taliban says that the United States should leave, the forces, American US forces should leave Afghanistan and then elections and leave it to them to form government. But the American says that they first become part of the government of the Ashraf Ghani, the Kamal, and then come to the election and give them time before they can, I mean, a year or two, they can keep forces inside Herat, not outside Afghanistan, but in their bases. They want to keep their bases. So it's very conflicting.
Isn't it important for the Afghanistan, for Taliban to create a peace between themselves and USA instead of, Pakistan and India relationship?
I mean, Pakistan has forced them to, has facilitated. So Americans want to link their negotiation, their leverage, making peace between India and Pakistan. So it's all, I'm not saying that they created the trouble. I'm not saying that.
Okay.
But now the trouble is there, and they want to use their weight and push things by their weights.
We'll continue our discussion. We'll take a short break here. Taisa, what India has claimed that militant outfits of Pakistan planned and attacked this Pulwama attack. So how do you see this?
I mean, they had a claim, and the Pakistan is taking very concrete actions against them. Although Pakistan says that the dossier that they have handed over, they are still examining that dossier and say that the proofs are not. I mean, the proofs are not so concrete that Pakistan could take some action on that. But still, they said that they are going to take concrete action, and nevertheless, it was part of the previous program. And I mean, the program was not fully implemented when the army public school thing happened, and they had a complete program. But part of the program was not implemented properly. And the short of and this was one part that Pakistan should take. I mean, weed out and throw the militant outfit again. But next week can be, because I was hearing there was an alert outside that expect something of, but they can fight back.
There are still rumors of war between India and Pakistan. And what do you say about it?
I mean, it has not been ruled out totally. And next week can see, I mean, something on that. But generally, the cabinet was told by the Prime Minister that the threat of major war is behind us now.
But till now, whatever India has claimed, it has been proved as false to some extent. For example, they claim that India destroyed F-16 of Pakistan, which was a wrong claim. So how do you see this? Because they're continuously claiming wrong things.
I mean, it was major embarrassment for India. There is no doubt in it. But the next week, I mean, the India is big power, and universally the countries have interest in them. So they are looking from that lens, and that continues.
So Taisa, we can see that the government has taken action against the madrasas of Jamatul Dawa. So how do you see this action?
I mean, government already had a plan to mainstream them and to take the madrasa, because the children who are studying there are just like other students. They are innocent. There's nothing bad in it. And if you brain drain them, if you brainwash them and just use them somewhere else, that is up to you. So the government is appointing administrator there, and on their hospital, and the ambulances have been handed over to 1122. They will repaint it and use them there, all there. So I think, but the danger still looms that it can become violent if some of the militants, because I'll be very frank, over all these years, who knows what infiltration has taken place in them as well.
So do you think that there will be any positive picture of madrasas after government taking it over?
I think it should be. It's a run-of-the-mill madrasa. It's a run-of-the-mill school. So I think there's nothing wrong in it.
So Taisa, Asif Ali Zardari has his hearing coming up on 11th March of money laundering. So how do you see that?
I mean, it's a major case that was, that lost the limelight because of the tension between India and Pakistan. And once again, now it has not completely subsided, but it has come to the tension has reduced a little bit. So once again, it is coming to the limelight in the media. So on the 11th, he's scheduled to reappear before the Supreme Court, and former KDA person Aftab Memon has been arrested today. And what sources say that 26 references are ready against him, and 4 are very important. And one on the Park Lane apartment case is very mature, and Bilaval's name is also there in that. So I think it's a major grind that is coming against them, and it's very close. And the difference is between the first family of the Muslim League and this family is that for them, the GIT was formed to find out proofs against them. Now, the GIT had started work on this case against the money laundering cases of the Omni Group and all that with proofs. They have all the documentary proofs, and the person who had been handling all this has been brought home from Dubai and abroad, and he has given statement, and to sort of he guided the law enforcing agencies to get other reports. They have the documentary proofs. And then there is another difference between these two cases. that against them.
Taisa, we'll continue to know about the differences between the two cases. We'll take a short break here. So Taisa, we'll continue with, you were telling you the difference between.
Yeah, there is a difference. There is one important difference is that was a white collar crime of looting country, but here there are criminal cases against them as murder and sort of these cases as well.
But the criminal cases against Asif Ali Zardari are old ones. So
Not old one. During when he was president,
yes.
And after that, during the last 5 years, there were. I mean, the cases are very ripe. Killing in Sindh and other cases as well.
Even in kidnapping.
Kidnapping and killing. Yeah.
The figure of the week we have today is Afzal Kohistani.
Yeah, Afzal Kohistani. I think it's very important, and that shed lights on our social spectrum and social fabric, which is the case is very simple. In 2012, a jirga in Kohistan ordered on the decree of the jirga, and the decree was that they awarded death penalty to 4 girls and 1 minor as well, and they were killed on the decree of the jirga out of court. And their crime was that they were clapping and few boys were just dancing on on a matrimonial or on a marriage ceremony before that. That's all. And this Afzal Kohistani family, they raised it before the court that is wrong and there should be some justice. And his brothers were killed. And yesterday, 2-3 days ago, he was also killed. And he was going to the police and asking for protection, that he should be given protection. But he was killed. And now his nephew, who was along with him to protect him, he has been arrested by the police. But now the chief minister of the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa has taken the notice and it has come to the media limelight. So I think now it would be different, but it sheds light on our total on social system. So still jirga is supreme and out of court order are carried, and how the women have been subjugated, and there was not much crime. They were just within the family function. So he has raised his voice and given his life for a voice and for a justice for the, for other women as well. So it's very important. And yesterday it was Women's Day. So I think it was important.
Thank you so much, Tahir Sahab. This was today's Pakistan Next Week. Keep watching dbtv.live. Till next week, Allah Hafiz.